Hey Rebel Rouser, I'm Alan Voivod, and this is Star Wars 7x7, your daily dose of Star Wars joy. And thank you so much for joining me for it. And thank you especially to the patrons who help make this possible for you every single day with their support at patreon.com/SW7x7. All right, it is the first of the month, and so let's talk about what is coming in the world of Star Wars storytelling in the galaxy of Star Wars storytelling for June 2024. We're going to do this as we usually do, looking at 12 categories. It's back up to 12, but we're going to have to take it back down to 11 again. We'll get there to explain. But first, we'll start off as we usually do with movies. So as we know things right now, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is going to be the first one up. That's the one that's scheduled to come out in May of 2026. There have been rumors kicking around that filming is going to start this month, which of course would be very exciting and also kind of puts it on a timetable that gives them, a lot of time to be able to get things done. The one thing I wonder about, and whether it might cause any comparative delay, is the situation with Carl Weathers, with him sadly passing away, and depending on how big a role he may have played in the movie, or at least in the script and the whole thing that they'd conceived, whether they had to work around that situation. So yeah, I guess we'll find out soon enough, but yeah, it's too bad that we're not going to have him as a part of this. Then there's the Daisy Ridley post-Rise of Skywalker New Jedi Order-ish movie, which apparently, as of a couple of weeks ago, Daisy Ridley still hadn't seen the script yet, but was expecting to see it very soon, which means that, hey, this month, why not this month? But as we've talked about previously on the podcast, they are still way ahead of the curve as far as that goes. If you look at it compared to, say, the timetable for The Force Awakens, as we often do, they could go all the way until January of next year without locking down the script, and they would still be on the same timetable that The Force Awakens was. So yeah, they are perfectly fine where they're at right now. And nothing really new going on about the rest of the ones that we know about. The James Mangold Dawn of the Jedi type story, the Dave Filoni Mandoverse tie-in that brings Thrawn into the picture, the Donald Glover, Stephen Glover Lando movie, Sean Levy's movie, whatever that's going to be. But it is great to hear, as we heard last month, that Patty Jenkins is back actively developing Rogue Squadron, so now that's in the mix of everything too. So that's what's going on the movie front. For the live action front, this is a big month because The Acolyte is finally debuting. There'll be 2 episodes on June 4th, and as of this recording, we don't know what the rest of the release schedule is like. It's unusual in the sense that June 4th is a Tuesday, and most of the time the Disney shows come out on Wednesday, and so yeah, is this going to be Tuesdays all the way through, or is it going to be moving to Wednesdays? We still don't know, but we are going to get 5 episodes of The Acolyte in total during the month of June, which is very exciting. Then we have Skeleton Crew, which is in some sort of post-production, which we are allegedly going to see the first episodes of later this year, probably at the end of the year. The Andor Season 2 post-production period is still ongoing, and we anticipate seeing that series in the first half of 2025. And then the Ahsoka series for Season 2 is still in development, and we'll probably see that happen sometime in, maybe filming in late 24 and then release in late 25. And that's all the stuff that we know about that's active right now. On the animation front, yeah, it's going to be a little bit quiet for a while because we just had Tales of the Empire release, and we're going to be talking about that again over the next couple of days, just to make sure that you get to enjoy a daily dose of Star Wars joy and don't have to worry about Acolyte spoilers. But we currently have no sense of what the next animation situation is going to be, based on the fact that Star Wars Visions was so successful that they gave it a second volume. It would be surprising to not hear about a 3rd volume being in development at some point, and then a 3rd season of a Tales of going into development. And then let's see what else. A Droid Story, which was talked about ages ago, and yet we haven't heard anything about that for quite a while. So yeah, there are other animation possibilities in the hopper, along with just anything that we haven't heard about yet. And probably a season 2 in production of Young Jedi Adventures for that matter as well. On the books front, we've got the second adult novel in phase 3 of the High Republic storytelling initiative. So this this would be the adult novel for Wave 2 of Phase 3. That is Temptation of the Force by Tessa Gratton. And I gotta say, Tessa has done some really awesome stuff for Star Wars and High Republic storytelling, so I'm looking forward to this one. The audiobook, of course, comes out on the same day. Those are coming out on June 11th. And then on June 4th, lots of stuff happening on June 4th. The next round of the Essential Legends collection books are coming out, and that also includes a new and unabridged audiobook version of Iron Fist, which is a novel in the X-Wing series of books. This is a Wraith Squadron one, and something involved in those Legends releases is also a little close to my heart, which is the Lando Calrissian Adventures. Those are the novels by L. Neil Smith that came out way back in the day, and those were great fun, and they're including them in the Essential Legends collection now, so I think that's really awesome. On the short story front, we've got Star Wars Insider Magazine issue 226 coming out in June, and that is going to include part 5 of the Tales from the Exclusion Zone serialized story that's been happening in Star Wars Insider. That's part of Phase 3 of High Republic storytelling, this by Lydia Kang. On the comic book front for new releases, it's going to be a pretty light month. Star Wars 47, Darth Vader 47, High Republic issue 8, the High Republic Adventures Saber for Hire miniseries, it's number 3, the Jango Fett miniseries is number 4, and the Darth Maul Black, White, and Red miniseries is on number 3. For live events, there are Acolyte screenings that are happening on Monday evening in various parts of the country. If you've got tickets, then congratulations, that's really awesome for you. And Season of the Force, which was this whole Star Wars related thing happening at Galaxy's Edge, that is actually ending tomorrow, June 2nd. As for Star Wars Celebration, which is happening in April of 2025, a lot of the tickets are already sold out. 3-day passes are sold out. Saturday passes are sold out. They are putting out calls for fan and prop situations, and there will be additional things for cosplay and for, I assume, the Holonet stage. That's what they used to refer to as the podcast stage. And they're starting to announce the celebrities who are going to be there. Doug Chang is actually going to be there, which is, a pretty big deal. He's going to be doing signings and photos and whatnot. On the video game front, we have Star Wars Hunters finally getting its wide release on the Nintendo Switch and iOS and Android phones. That's happening also on June 4th. And then we're counting down to Star Wars Outlaws coming out in August, on August 30th, so I'm sure they're putting the final little tweaks in place for that. Then everything else seems pretty quiet. Streaming, we're not expecting anything new to be coming down the line. Virtual reality, we've been saying that they're due for something for so long, and we still haven't heard anything new from ILM Immersive. So yeah, we're going to keep our fingers crossed that something's going to be coming sometime. And last and kind of least is the merchandise front, because man, they actually got me thinking that maybe they were going to start ramping up and release more Acolyte stuff between when they initially announced some stuff back in March and the release of the show in June, and they haven't really done that. So yeah, we may end up dropping merch again from our discussions. But yeah, hard to predict what's going on with that. But I guess what I will predict is that we'll look at it again in June, and if anything comes up, great, and if not, then we'll consider removing it for July. So that is everything that we know about right now that's going to be happening in the world of Star Wars storytelling in the month of June 2024, and that is going to do it for this episode of the podcast. If you enjoy this daily dose of Star Wars joy, please help me help more people find this daily dose of Star Wars joy. You can do that very easily with ratings and reviews if you haven't done that already, with likes and subscribes and follows and joins and comments. That tells the algorithms that this is worth sharing to new people. And then just, tell people that you meet who are Star Wars fans in the real world or online. That would be super helpful. And you can even help me create and produce this daily dose of Star Wars joy that goes out to something like 160 countries, or at least that's where it's been downloaded, and in Antarctica as well, which is pretty amazing. And you can learn more about that at patreon.com/SW7X7. There are options there that don't cost more than a cup of coffee every month, and every little bit helps. And I thank you very much for considering it. And it just remains for me to say thank you so much for joining me for this episode, as always, and may the Force be with you wherever in the world you may be.
7x7 is not endorsed or sponsored yet by Lucasfilm Limited, Disney, or 20th Century Fox, and is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Star Wars, the Star Wars logo, all names and pictures of Star Wars characters, vehicles, and any other Star Wars related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Lucasfilm Limited, or their respective trademark and copyright holders. May the Force be with them. All original content is copyrighted by Star Wars 7x7. We hope you love it.